Holidays can make us think about people who are no longer with us, that we've lost, or can bring up feuds or disagreements within the family that keep the family from being fully together and joyful. It's not so good when you're just dealing with the loss of your mother or somebody else who meant a great deal to you. So what you want to do is help your body be comfortable, figure out what the stressor is, figure out a way to deal with it, and give yourself time and energy to deal with the positive things that the holidays can bring as well. Happy holidays. I'm Dr. David Spiegel, co-founder of Reveri, Wilson Professor and Associate Chair of Psychiatry at Stanford University School of Medicine. Doesn't it seem strange that we have to think about stress and grief at holiday time? Some 40% of Americans actually avoid celebrating the holidays because they find that it leaves them feeling overwhelmed with grief and related stress. That's kind of sad, but kind of true. The fact is that holidays are times when we gather together with people who we love and care about, and the holidays can therefore make us think about people who are no longer with us, that we've lost, or can bring up feuds or disagreements within the family that keep the family from being fully together and joyful at the time of a holiday. And the feelings that you have are both mental and physical. Stress, in evolutionary terms, is self-protective. Most of the stressors as we evolved were physical, and we're not great physical specimens, so we had to fight or flee when we were endangered. And a lot of the feelings we have now still stir up that primitive arousal. Heart rate goes up, blood pressure goes up, muscles tense, you start to sweat. You secrete hormones like cortisol that produce more sugar in the blood to help you prepare to fight or flee. And that's good when you're actually being confronted by a tiger, but it's not so good when you're just dealing with an uncle you don't get along with, or you're grieving the loss of your mother or somebody else who meant a great deal to you. We tend to respond to all stressors as if they were physical stressors, and that takes a toll on the body. So what you want to do is help your body be comfortable, figure out what the stressor is, figure out a way to deal with it, and give yourself time and energy to deal with the positive things that the holidays can bring as well. So setting aside time to put things into perspective, to deal with the feelings of loss. Take time in your celebration to remember people who are no longer with you. That's an important part of making the grieving and the sense of loss a thing that brings you closer together with people, rather than something that isolates you from people because you think they're all over there being happy and here I am feeling sad. So face and acknowledge those feelings of loss. Give yourself time to do that, but don't let it take over the whole experience. You grieve a loss, you see the joy that memories of the person who's not with you still bring you, but at the same time, you allow yourself to participate in other activities that make you feel good. There are a number of rituals and ceremonies that can help you acknowledge grief, can help you face and deal with losses that you've had, and often doing that with other family members who were affected, or dealing with it in religious ceremonies that allow you to remember people who have been important to you can be a helpful way of acknowledging and dealing with grief. You sort of give it its due, but don't let it take over everything. Altered mental states like hypnosis can be helpful too. They can be a way of actually picturing in your mind's eye somebody who you've lost. Sit with the sadness for a while, but at the same time, on a related internal screen, picture something that loved one left with you, that you still carry in your heart, and that remains even though they're gone. So using this ability to shift your mental state means that you don't have to be stuck in one frame of mind. And one of the great things about self-hypnosis is that it allows you to put aside the way you usually are, to try being someone different and see what it feels like. And that involves turning down activity in a part of the brain that we call the default mode network. It's in the back of the cingulate gyrus, the middle of the back of the brain. And it's where we ruminate about ourselves and who we are and what people think of us. And if you turn down activity there, you turn down that sort of mental preoccupation with doing the right thing or not being judged by other people, and just try out being different. And it's a kind of liberating thing. It's something people used to fear about hypnosis, you know, suggestibility, but it's really cognitive flexibility. It's a way to be different and see what it feels like. And that's one nice thing about holidays. Everybody gets the right to be different. You know, you're a little different at the Christmas party than you are most of the rest of the time. And you don't always need alcohol to do that. You can do it just by shifting your internal state, getting your body comfortable, and just saying, I'm going to be a different person. I'm going to acknowledge somebody. I'm going to make up with some member of the family that I haven't gotten along with for years. Try out being different and make that a part of enjoying your holiday. I invite you to visit the Deal with Loss exercise in Reveri to help you deal with your feelings of grief and allow yourself to acknowledge the loss, but at the same time, remember the joy that comes with the person you've lost. We built Reveri to provide for anybody who wants it the opportunity to utilize self-hypnosis to manage stress better, to deal with grief, and to be present for the enjoyment of holidays. And because the holidays are especially difficult, we're offering a special 30% discount on purchasing the Reveri app. So we hope you will use it for yourself, give it as a gift for your friends and families, and become entranced by the idea of hypnotic holiday.